Hey everyone, James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 back-to-back battles. We have today's episode with our Alola Form Exeggutor team using the team of Hariyama, Alola Form Exeggutor, Arcanine, Snorlax, Tapu Lele, and Mimikyu. Now, in the last episode I had Tapu Koko, was not supposed to be on the team in the first place. I finally got my Tapu Lele back from a friend. Of course, it's the only Tapu Lele I have, so it's not exactly the best set. It's actually a Calm Mind set. But we're going to see the team of Hariyama, Gengar, Arcanine, Garchomp, Gashadon, and it's going to be, what is that called? Celesteela. So, this is going to be a very hard game, especially since Gengar is a Pokemon that gives this team a lot of issue. Yeah, I'm going to have to play around okay, so basically what I have to do is get rid of that Gengar, 100%. And the only Pokemon that I can really count on doing that is Hariyama and Arcanine as a lead, Exeggutor and Snorlax in the back, I think, because Mimikyu doesn't really do much in this situation. Tapu Lele doesn't help. If it was Scarf, like, it would actually be pretty good against my opponent's team. But I'm not Scarf Tapu Lele. I'm Life Orb, Calm Mind. Not the best idea for this team. Maybe I will switch to Scarf for a future episode. But anyway, I'm actually wearing a Team Skull shirt that I ordered off of Amazon. It looks better in person. It doesn't look that great in the lighting, to be honest. It looks a lot better in person, I think. And I kind of like it, except it got the words Team Skull on it, and I think the font could have been better for it. I'm not sure if it's available anymore, because I think they took down the page. But we're going to see my opponent lead off with the Arcanine, and it is going to be Gengar. So this is pretty ideal. Unfortunately, I am Thick Fat Hariyama, but I'm not sure my opponent wants to will the Hariyama, because most Hariyamas are usually Guts. They're usually Guts Flame Orb, or they're like Assault Vest Thick Fat. So this is pretty fine of a situation. I think I can just go for the knockoff and double target the Gengar, because I need to double target Gengar. Yeah. It could be bad if Gengar decides to switch out into Garchomp, which is a possibility. Maybe I should have Will-O-Wisp the Gengar slot, but I want to guarantee a knockout if potential. Arcanine's going to withdraw and go on to Garchomp, so let's see if the Gengar carries Protect and if it will go for it. Oh no, it's just going to go for the Sludge Bomb. That's fine by me. Guess the Poison, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's not the worst thing in the world for me. We get the Flamethrower off, which will target down this Gengar, and Knockoff will be able to knock him out. Curse Body activates, which isn't too big of a deal, because I don't think I'm clicking Flamethrower anymore. And we do get rid of the Gengar, so this isn't too bad of a situation here. Are you serious? Double Curse Body. I miss Levitate Gengar, because it was just so much better. And the fact that Curse Body can be really annoying when you're facing it. It can actually screw you up sometimes. But let's see what my opponent decides to bring out. We did see the Arcanine come out earlier. I wonder if it's a Roar variant. I kind of doubt it, but it could be. I'm not sure if Arcanine comes out now. I think Celesteela would come out if you are my opponent. You just click Earthquake Leech Seed or Earthquake Heavy Slam. But Arcanine's going to come out, so I don't know if my opponent wants to go for an Earthquake here. Or maybe a Tectonic Rage even. I'm not exactly scared of Arcanine, but I am definitely scared of the Garchomp, so what I'll do is switch into Exeggutor to take either, because I don't think you Dragon Claw in this slot. You either Earthquake, Tectonic Rage, Dragon Claw, maybe you Protect or Sub or something. And I'll go for the Will-O-Wisp into, do I want a Will-O-Wisp? Yeah, I'll Will-O-Wisp the Garchomp. I mean, I could have roared if I'm expecting Protect, but I'm not really expecting Protect coming out. We're going to see the Arcanine actually withdraw and Celesteela. I'm honestly not sure about that double, because I don't get that double, to be honest. I mean, you pretty much are in the same position, but Celesteela could have got a free sub up or maybe a Leech Seed, so I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about that. We find a Choice Scarf on Garchomp and the leftovers. Oh, this is perfect. So what's actually perfect about this is that I love Frisk. Frisk is actually amazing because it's helping us out right now. So now we know that this Garchomp is Scarf, and it's locked into Earthquake, which can't do much damage to my team. I can bring out Hariyama and just fake out the Celesteela and go for the Z Trick Room, and then I can start spamming Sleep Powder. This thing can't threaten me with Dragon Claw, so I'm not forced to fake out the Garchomp. Oh man, Alola Form Exeggutor putting it in the work. Let's Z Trick Room here. Go for that fake out and target down the Celesteela. No reason to target down the Garchomp if it's just going for Earthquake. I mean, Earthquake could technically be a threat, but I don't think it really is. And yeah, it was most likely that my opponent would switch out into Arcanine. So Arcanine's going to come out, not a big deal. And Celesteela should try to attempt to do something like a Heavy Slam, Leech Seed, or Sub. Yep. Fake out into the Celesteela, and we'll get this nice Z Trick Room off. Nice. Excellent. So we're going to have the ability to Sleep Powder in the following turn. So who do I want to Sleep Powder? I could Sleep Powder the Celesteela or the Arcanine slot. I'm more afraid of the Arcanine, but Arcanine is a Pokemon that tends to carry Safety Goggles sometimes. It's kind of rare since we don't really see Pokemon like a Moongus or Breloom. We don't really see Spore in this format other than Smeargle. And Shiinotic is non-existent because it's a bad Amoonguss. Okay, so we're going to Sleep Powder the Arcanine because I don't want it to have Roar or something and roar my Belly Drum set away. Celesteela goes for Sub, I guess so be it. That is a bit annoying, but I think my Snorlax 1v1s the Celesteela anyway. And I can always Sleep Powder it later. So we do get the Sleep Powder off. It's not Safety Goggles, and I highly doubt it's a Lumberry set. So we'll see what my opponent does. As we have the Belly Drum up. The best play from my opponent should be the Sub. I guess Leech Seed could work. Yeah, just the Leech Seed. That's not too bad because this Hariyama is threatening a knockout on my opponent's entire team. So I can just Sleep Powder the Celesteela and Close Combat the Arcanine. Not really much my opponent can do here. And we'll activate our Sitrus Berry. I really need to fix these spreads because the Hariyama and the Snorlax need to have an even HP stat. I guess it's not really too hindering right now, but it could affect a later battle when I need to survive something critical. So I'll go for the Sleep Powder in the Close Combat. If Celesteela wants to protect and Arcanine tries to wake up and protect, that's fine. I can always do the same play the following turn. So yeah, we'll get the Sleep Powder off and then we'll target down the Celesteela. And we should get this Close Combat and knock out the Arcanine. So perfect. Unless you're Sash for some reason. Good. Nice. So Arcanine goes down, which is excellent. And the Celesteela is fast asleep. How many turns of Trick Room are left? I believe there's either 1 or 2 more turns. I believe there are 2 more turns, if I am correct. So Garchomp should be coming out. It is Choice Scarfed. We do have the improved accuracy with Sleep Powder. And yeah, 2 more turns of Trick Room. So I think I'm pretty safe just going for the Sleep Powder into Garchomp in Close Combat. If Celesteela wakes up and protects right here, it saves itself. But I can always Sleep Powder Celesteela and then Close Combat the Garchomp the following turn. So we'll get the Sleep Powder into Garchomp. Let's see. Well, Close Combat should, like, Hariyama should underspeed the Celesteela. And should just be able to knock it out. Yeah. Nice. And that's game because the Garchomp can't protect. Nice. Nice. Alright, so my thought process there was Celesteela was not living in Close Combat. Garchomp Scarf, so it cannot protect. Unless it's Scarf Protect, but then you're basically worthless anyway on the field. So basically what he needed was to get a double protect with Celesteela, and even then I can knock out the Garchomp to where it's only Celesteela versus a 1v2 situation. And unless my opponent had Sub, I don't think there's a way to win because I could always Trick Room, Belly Drum up with my Snorlax if you knock out the Hariyama with a Heavy Slam. And then I can just Recycle Stall, Facade, Sleep Powder, and get those KOs that were necessary. So I think we were pretty fine in that game. It started out pretty roughly, I think. Wait, did it? Yeah, it kind of started out pretty roughly. But we did get the Gengar on the first turn, which was excellent. My opponent's protected. That would have been a very different game. If my opponent protected, we would have been in a world of hurt. Because Garchomp would have been a wrecking force to deal with. Luckily it was Scarf, so it was a lot easier to play than Tectonic Rage, Swords Dance, or Protect Garchomp. All of those are pretty annoying for this team to handle. This team has a lot of things that's kind of annoying. I think Scarf Lele will be the better call for this team. I don't think Calm Mind Life Orb does anything. It was the only Tapu Lele I actually wanted to get. I know Scarf was pretty much the common thing in the metagame when it first started. So when I decided to get my Tapu Lele, I just chose Modest. And then I didn't really like Scarf, and I decided maybe Calm Mind would be better. Because the Calm Mind plus Psychic and Psychic Terrain is just... It's just the force you have to deal with. Like, that does a lot. It was a way I could beat Porygon 2, so that's why I have it. I Calm Mind Life Orb? Hello? That Psychic is broken. So hopefully we'll be able to find another battle, because I would really like to find another battle pretty quickly. Although, I don't know why, but Battle Spot, like, I either find a lot of opponents pretty fast, or I find them pretty slow. But we're going to find someone, Springs from South Korea, with a 1724 rating. We'll be bringing the team of, ooh, what is this? Porygon Z, Tapu Lele, Kartana, Marowak, Garchomp, and Murkrow. So this team actually looks pretty threatening to me, and the reason why I'm going to say that is because Murkrow is a Pokemon that gets the access to Quash. It also has access to Prankster, and if you don't know what Quash does, it forces the target to go last. So with Prankster, you are able to get some pretty nasty combos off of that Quash. Like, let's say it's Garchomp on your opponent's side, and you have Murkrow and I don't know, Slow Vanillux. You can quash the Garchomp and go for the Blizzard, and it's pretty threatening. It's pretty strong against my team, so that's going to be something I have to be wary of. Mimikyu looks pretty safe against my opponent's team. I don't like Alola form Exeggutor, to be honest, and I actually don't like Snorlax, to be honest, in this game. So I'll lead Mimikyu Arcanine. Have Hariyama and Tapu Lele in the back, I think. This is kind of a weird combination, but I don't want to bring Snorlax just because the Marowak can be an issue. I've played against a few Alola Marowaks off camera, and let me just say, Alola form Marowak was a Pokemon that I was hoping would drop in usage and we wouldn't see on the series where I was using this team, because Alola form Marowak, being that ghost type, I can't exactly hit it with my Snorlax. Unless I want to run a move that's not Facade, which I'm actually considering. Maybe I go Crunch. I mean, it's just a possibility. I mean, I could. I could, to be honest. But I kind of like Facade, because it actually does a bit of decent damage. So we're going to see the Tapu Lele and Garchomp lead. Psychic Surge is going to activate. I kind of just want to go for the knockout into the Tapu Lele. I wonder if this is a Z move Garchomp and I should scout for it. But Mimikyu can't protect, which can be a bit problematic. So I'm going to go for my Never-Ending Nightmare onto Tapu Lele. And I'll just Will-O-Wisp to Garchomp. Arcanine's not exactly the most necessary Pokemon in this game. But the problem is... Oh, Rock Slide. Rock Slide's an interesting move, but it does have a chance. The thing about Rock Slide is, unlike Sub, where you prevent flinching, you can flinch with Disguise. So it looks like we are faster than a Tapu Lele. So we're going to get this Never-Ending Nightmare, and it will target down this Tapu Lele, and we should be able to pick up a knockout. Unless this is Sash, which I'm hoping you're not Sash, because if you're Sash, I'm going to be very sad. So here is the Never-Ending Nightmare coming out from the Mimikyu. I never really used this thing, so I'm kind of curious to see how well it works. Gets a knockout on Tapu Lele. Fantastic. If we get the Will-O-Wisp, that would be great, but I'm not expecting to. Oh wow, we actually hit it. I'm actually surprised. I was expecting to flinch or to miss there. But nice, we get a perfect turn basically. We get rid of Tapu Lele. Huge threat to my team. The Garchomp's -1 and burn. Arcanine's in a pretty safe position. Mimikyu's in a pretty safe position. So if the Kartana comes out, I'm in a very, very safe position, and I can just go for the Will-O-Wisp, to be honest. Or I could Flamethrower if I am anticipating Assault Vest on the Kartana. I think Will-O-Wisp is the better all-around play. Of course, 85% chance to burn the target or not is a bit scary. So let's see what my opponent decides to bring in. I don't remember the exact team he had. It's going to be Murkrow. Okay. So I don't know what Murkrow can do. It does have access to Taunt, so we might see a Taunt here. Garchomp's not exactly a threat. Do I want to preserve Arcanine? That's a question. Kind of just want to play a Flamethrower, to be honest. Yeah, because Murkrow's either Sash or Violet. You usually see Sash Murkrow, since even with the Violet, it's pretty weak. We're just going to keep him seeing Rock Slide, and Murkrow actually went for Attack instead of Prankster. So let's see what it's going to go for, potentially, if the player doesn't knock it out. Yeah, it's Sash. Oh, that's not Sash, actually, and wow, we're getting lucky. We're 4 Rock Slides, and we didn't flinch at all. So we get the Murkrow out. Fantastic. So now no more Taunt can happen, so I can set up Trick Room if I really want to. Also, I don't have to worry about Quash anymore, so if Kartana's in the bag, this is still a bit problematic how I want to handle this, but it's going to be Porygon Z, actually. Unfortunately, I cannot roar Porygon Z anymore. And I can't exactly go for a Taunt. So what I'll go is go for the Trick Room. And I'll try to get some residual damage with the Will-O-Wisp onto the Porygon Z. If it's the Z move Porygon Z. As my opponent's just going to keep going for Rock Slide. So Rock Slide's going to come out. It's actually going to be fundable coming out from Porygon Z. That's interesting. I don't know if it's Scarf or not. Well, it's not Scarf, but I'm talking about Z conversion or not. We're going to get the Will-O-Wisp off, so chip damage on that Porygon Z. And wow, 6 Rock Slides. We didn't flinch at all. What is this game? Alright, so that's fantastic. I can just start chipping away at the Porygon Z. Garchomp's not really a threat anymore. It can't even Rock Slide flinch me, which was pretty much the only thing it was good for on my opponent's side. So I'll just double into Porygon Z. I mean, I can lose Mimikyu here because Porygon Z is slower than Mimikyu naturally. So it'll be faster in the Trick Room. But as long as I knock out Porygon Z, I think I 100% win the game. As the match is going to be forfeited. So nice. We're able to take a nice 2-0 start. Can we win that 3rd game with this team? Not going to lie, this team has some major issues that I would have to change up. Specifically those EV spreads. Those EV spreads are hurting me. And Marowak is such a pain. Luckily my opponent didn't bring Marowak, so I guess I could have brought the Snorlax. But it wasn't exactly necessary in the game. I don't think. I didn't really need to see set up Belly Drum. My opponent didn't bring the Kartana, which was a huge relief since it was the big threat to my Mimikyu. So let's see. Can we get this 3rd win? I don't know. This team is pretty fun. It's pretty reliant on Trick Room. Well, it does look reliant on Trick Room, but it's not exactly necessary because with Arcanine, you're able to Will-O-Wisp. Basically, with Intimidate, you're able to support your Belly Drum setters just fine. Snorlax can take a lot of hits. Like, it's so bulky. And with Roar, you can get Arcanine. You can get the Belly Drum into a nice position. Let's say you're fighting a... what's an example I could use? Komoro, for instance. And you could roar out the Komoro, which is going to threaten the Snorlax and set up the Belly Drum, and then maybe you could set up a late game Trick Room while the Komoro is not there, and you can start doing reliable damage with the Facade. So it's not exactly the most reliant team on Trick Room, but Trick Room is a huge part of it. It can definitely function without Trick Room, but Trick Room is a main part. I really want to try out Komoro, by the way. That thing is a monster. It gets Belly Drum and Dragon Dance. I'm thinking of like a Belly Drum Dragon Dance set for singles first. And then I don't know what I would do for VGC. It does get a pretty good move pool. It's got great stats other than speed, which is a bit lacking. It's got great stats. So we're going to find a Whack Frida from... I don't know if that was Austria or Australia, but we're going to see the team of Ninetales, Sandslash, Mimikyu, Tapu Fini, the Muck, and Tapu Lele. So this is probably a nightmare of a team for me to handle. This is actually a nightmare of a team for me to handle. This is probably my worst matchup because Hail is not a good matchup for me. It prevents me from bringing Exeggutor. I'm gonna have... Well, luckily my opponent doesn't exactly have the best Trichomancer other than Mimikyu, so if I break to the skies, it'd be nice. I'm gonna leave Hariyama Mimikyu, I think. It's pretty safe. I do have the Thick Fat on Hariyama, so I should be able to take Ice Moves just fine. Snorlax for sure. Do I want to bring Tapu Lele, though? Tapu Lele or Arcanine? I think Arcanine for the Will-O-Wisp. Well, Arcanine is pretty... Actually, Arcanine is my Hail counter. Yeah, I'll lead it. So, I'm not sure my opponent would lead Hail right off the bat. I could definitely see one of the Tapus lead with Mimikyu. I can definitely see that. I could see Muck leading. Muck is pretty strong against my team. But luckily, Muck can't knock out Mimikyu in one shot. It does have Shadow Sneak, however, so I do have to be wary of that. So let's see how this is going to go. I'm not confident in this game. This is like one of those games where the matchup looks pretty awful for me. And this team pretty much doesn't have the most reliable... Like, it has one big mode. That's basically it. It has one big mode. And I don't exactly have many tools to rely on. So we're going to see Mimikyu top of the Lele. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, do I risk this Mimikyu being Scarf? Well, you should target down the Mimikyu. Do I need Hariyama? I don't need Hariyama, I think, for my opponent's team. Yeah, I don't. I think I'm safe going for the knockoff and, this Never-Ending Nightmare at the top of the Lele. Like, I want to go for the Never-Ending Nightmare. Oh, that's on... Oh, no. This is going to be speed tie. But I didn't want him to go for the Never-Ending Nightmare to my Mimikyu because I think that does pop Disguise. So I didn't want that to happen. So we'll see how this goes. We do eat our Sitrus Berry, so we'll heal back up. He gets a Shadow Claw. But Shadow Claw is weak and Mimikyu's not the strongest. But, speed ties are annoying. Oh, it's a Life Orb, so he's guaranteed to knock me out. But this speed tie is annoying. Like, I needed the speed tie to win and... Well, to have a chance of winning, and... that's frustrating. And the Shadow Claw is pretty bad. Yeah, I don't really see a way we can really effectively win, so I'll go out into Snorlax and go out into my Arcanine here. We do get the Intimidate off. I don't know what this Mimikyu can carry, though. So I'll Belly Drum up. Oh, shoot. I just realized I'm going to have to... I have to Will-O-Wisp the Mimikyu because it is a Ghost type. I just realized that. But that stinks. I mean, obviously I was relying on the speed type, but... I was kind of hoping his Lele wasn't Scarf. So we'll see how this goes. I want to top a Lele will just withdraw because it is a potential possibility. Alright, so we withdraw Hariyama. We're going to get in Arcanine. Looks like Tapu Lele didn't retreat, so we get the Intimidate off. So let's see what my opponent is going to go for. Dazzling Gleam. That shouldn't do too much to my Snorlax. I am very bulky. Yeah. Taunt. I was hoping the Life Orb variant means he didn't carry Taunt, but that's unfortunate. Who does he have in the back? Facade hits everything. Will-O-Wisp, Facade. I don't think I can win with the Taunt Mimikyu. Yeah, I needed that knockout on top of the Lele the first turn. We're going to see it withdraw. Sandslash is going to come out. What, he was... We're going to see the double, actually. Tapu Fini. Oh, okay. So he's able to... Okay, so he doesn't take the Will-O-Wisp, and also the fact that he doesn't take a Facade. Okay. We do break a potential Sash on the Sandslash. How fast is Sandslash? I don't even remember. Kinda just want to Flamethrower the Sandslash and Facade to Fini. I don't think I can win anyway. I really am doubting it. The fact that he is Scarf Psychic in the back is really threatening. I couldn't even get my Belly Drum up. If we were able to get the Belly Drum up, we might have actually been in a position where we could have won the game. Because we could protect Arcanine here, Facade to Tapu Fini. And I'm pretty sure we live... Well, I'm not sure if we live a Life Orb Bicycle Crash plus Specs Muddy Water. Well, Sandslash is worthless in this game to him. So I kind of am expecting a sack. Or he's faster than me and gets Tectonic Rage off. I thought Sandslash was slow. Oh, well, they do run max speed on Hill if I remember correctly. So maybe not the best play. I mean, I already kind of gave up. To be honest, I gave up after turn 1. The Dazzling Gleam, yeah. The Dazzling Gleam Shadow Claw basically sealed it up. Yeah. Hydro Pump. I can't even tell if that's specs or not. How much does Facade do to Fini? Not much. Taunt does wear off, but we can't win the game anyway unless... Alright, the way we could potentially win this game is legit if he missed every single attack possible. That's actually the way we win. If he misses every single attack possible. We can go for the knockoff into Sand Slash and the Belly Drum. I still don't think we can win, but there is a chance if he just keeps going for Muddy Water. We do see the switch out and we'll be into Tapu Lele, kind of what I anticipated. I need the Fini to miss Hydro Pump for the game. Because if he misses Hydro Pump, we're in a decent spot, I guess. Okay. Oh, he targeted Hariyama. Okay, I was expecting Snorlax. That knockoff did a lot. Maybe Facade could have knocked it out. No, I kind of doubt it. Even though it's Stab Facade, Snorlax isn't exactly the bulkiest Pokemon on the planet. Psychic doesn't knock me out, so maybe Hydro Pump would? Oh no, I'm just gonna knock off Recycle. I mean, I can't win against Mimikyu, I just realized that anyway. Targeting down Snorlax. Hydro Pump. It connects this time. Oh, into Hariyama. Yeah, but we couldn't win. The fact that we couldn't touch Mimikyu kind of sealed up the game. I mean, we do have to Recycle up, but you can just spam Psychic. And Mimikyu wins anyway in the back because I can't touch it. Maybe I shouldn't have got rid of its Life Orb because the Life Orb was actually the only way that I could wear down the Mimikyu. So a bit of an unfortunate game. It came down to a speed tie turn 1. Not much I could do. This team doesn't exactly have the best matchup against Scarflele. And Ghost types are kind of a pain to this team, not gonna lie. Maybe I should have let Arcanine... Yeah, maybe I should have anticipated the Tapu Lele Mimikyu lead and led Arcanine, because Arcanine what it would have allowed me to do, get the Intimidate off, which would have been pretty nice. Maybe we would have led the Shadow Claw actually at -1. So it might have been the better play. The only problem was I didn't want Arcanine to take a Psychic right off the bat because Psychic is just such a strong move in Psychic terrain. But I think what I should have done was led Arcanine, Mimikyu, and try to get rid of Mimikyu as fast as I could because Mimikyu was a huge threat to my team. And then somehow get Trick Room up. I think that would have been the best course of action. It would have been pretty hard to win the game though still. I was not confident in that matchup. But I hope that everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC Back-to-Back Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below. It really does help. You can support the channel with Patreon or follow me on my social medias with Twitter, Twitch. If you want to leave a comment, there's the comment section down below. And if you want to try out the team, there's a paste bin down below. I'm hoping the EV spreads are better than the ones I have here. I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure I messed up the max HP because I think I put max HP on everything, but because I have connection to the server issue. But yeah, if you missed a previous episode of VGC Back-to-Back Battles, feel free to check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you people around in another video.